Did you know that South America has traditions that might seem completely strange to those who have never seen them? Today you'll discover customs, rituals, and festivals that will surprise you and make you realize how diverse and fascinating South American culture is. From colorful celebrations to ancient practices that still survive in small communities, each country holds unique stories. Stay with me until the end and discover curiosities that few know. And don't forget to like, comment on which tradition impressed you the most, and subscribe to the channel for more videos of curiosities from around the world. The Carnival of Oruro is one of the most impressive festivals in Bolivia and has been declared an intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO. Thousands of people dress in colorful costumes, masks, and clothing, representing mythical characters and indigenous gods. The tradition mixes Catholic and Andean elements, creating a visual and spiritual spectacle. A curious fact: it is believed that each dance and each mask has a meaning of protection or gratitude to the gods, connecting past and present. If you think Carnival is just a party, the one in Oruro will change your view of celebration and culture. Within the Oruro Carnival, there is the famous La Diablada dance, where dancers represent demons and mythical figures, using richly decorated masks. This tradition arose as a form of religious syncretism, mixing indigenous rituals with the arrival of Catholicism. Interestingly, it is believed that dancers who participate in this dance gain spiritual protection for the entire year. The movements of the dances are so precise that each step has meaning, transmitting ancient stories that still move residents and visitors. It is certainly one of the most impressive traditions that South America has to offer. In Peru, Inti Raymi is an ancient festival dedicated to the sun god, Inti, and takes place every year in Cusco. This tradition dates back to the Incas and symbolizes the connection between humankind and nature, marking the winter solstice. People dressed in colorful clothes and replicas of Inca costumes participate in historical ceremonies and reenactments that attract thousands of tourists. Interesting fact: in the past, animal sacrifices were made to thank the sun god. But today the tradition focuses on dances and songs, keeping the spiritual essence alive without violent practices. In northeastern Brazil, the Feast of St. John is celebrated in June with dances, bonfires, and typical foods. What makes it different is the mixture of indigenous, African, and Portuguese traditions, creating a unique celebration. Interesting fact: there is a tradition of jumping over the bonfire to ward off bad luck and ensure prosperity. The streets are filled with colorful flags, foro music echoes, and everyone participates in games and activities that date back to colonial times, making the festival a rich and fun cultural experience for all ages. In regions of Argentina and Bolivia, indigenous peoples continue to celebrate Pachamama, Mother Earth. This tradition includes offerings of coca leaves, food, and drinks, usually buried in the ground as a form of gratitude. Interestingly, the rituals are mainly performed in August, the planting season, to ensure good harvests and protection against natural disasters. This practice demonstrates the deep connection between humans and nature in Andean culture, a custom that survived colonization and is still respected in rural communities. The Carnival of Barranquilla is one of Colombia's most colorful and lively festivals, combining dance, music, and street theater. It's famous for cumbia, a traditional dance that blends African, indigenous, and Spanish rhythms. Interestingly, every year, thousands of people participate in parades with elaborate costumes and masks that tell popular stories and local myths. The event is not just fun, but also a cultural act of preserving Colombian identity, attracting tourists from all over the world to experience this unique energy. In Puno, Peru, the Festival of the Virgin of Candelaria takes place, one of the largest religious festivals on the continent. Hundreds of dancers and musicians roam the streets for days, dressed in traditional costumes. Interestingly, the festival combines Catholic devotion with ancient Andean rituals, showcasing the resilience and adaptation of indigenous traditions in the face of colonization. The dancers rehearse for months to ensure precision in every movement, and visitors are captivated by the magnitude of the celebration and the cultural richness of the event. Although most famous in Mexico, the Day of the Dead is also celebrated in some regions of Bolivia and Ecuador. Families build colorful altars, offer typical foods, and honor their ancestors. Interestingly, it is believed that on this date, spirits return to visit the living, and many traditions include rituals of music, dance, and offerings to ensure the family's protection. The mixture of indigenous and Catholic elements creates a celebration rich in colors, flavors, and meanings, which impresses those who witness it for the first time. These were some of the most surprising traditions of South America, from festivals that blend cultures to ancestral rituals that are still alive. Each country shows how its histories, religions, and customs form an impressive cultural mosaic. Which of these traditions would you most like to experience? Comment below and share your opinion. If you liked it, like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more incredible curiosities from around the world. South American culture is so rich that there's always something new to discover, and your eyes will never see the same place the same way again.